Hello, this is Azrael. Thank you for tuning into my channel. This video will start lesson 3 and the stuff that most of you guys here are for anyway, which is magic. We're going to talk about magic now that we've got the groundwork to perform the magic and understanding about energy to perform the magic. We need to understand the laws that govern magic, um, which is the 7 Hermetic Principles. Now, uh, even witches that have never heard about this or know them, they use them if they realize it or not. So if they're a successful witch, they might not have just studied this, but they're successful because they understand it, even though they might not know how it's set up. So, but in any case, one, mentalism. This principle states that all is mind. You are mind. You create your universe with your mind. The universe itself is a mind. Matter of fact, it is this teaching that led me to believe in pantheism, basically that the universe itself is God or goddess, or actually, since the universe can technically be separated into 3 energy forms, positive, negative, and neutral. This Unitarian universe, this single universe, is God, and or gods, whatever is it. This is our reality. You are in the mind of a giant deity, and the giant deity is in us. We are mind. We are the universe. Think about it. You are a mind. You are created by stardust. You are created by the universe. You are made up of the universe, and you are the universe experiencing itself. All is mind. We are all the universe. We are all mind. It goes in deep, deep, deep. So, moving on to the Hermetic Principle, Part 2, which is correspondence. This is the famous phrase that witches of every age say, as above, as below, as within, as without. Again, you are the microcosm of the macrocosm. Just like the universe is made up of planets, well, galaxies, and then galaxies are made up of solar systems are made up of planets. You are a gigantic universe. You have billions and billions of cells that create your body, and those cells are created with billions and billions of little smaller atoms and so forth. There are steps to us existing. There are steps to the universe existing. Correspondence, above as below, as within as without. Microcosm, macrocosm. Okay. The goes to the next Hermetic principle, which is vibration. Everything vibrates. Everything is in motion, even if it's not moving. It's still moving. It's all energy. Again, they all kind of interconnect. The last 4 do the same thing. However, I want to point out here, it is the understanding of the first 3 Hermetic principles that actually give you the knowledge to operate and work with the last 4 of the Hermetic principles. So we have mentalism, we have correspondence, and we have vibration. Okay, so these vibrations trickle down into 2 categories, which is the 4th Hermetic principle, polarity. Everything has its opposite. You can't have up without down. You can't have love without hate. Everything has its opposites. If something exists, its opposite exists somewhere. Moreover, a deeper understanding of this is that polarity is nothing more than opposite ends of the same thing. Once you become depolarized, which is the basic goal of the magician, to be balanced, or part of the inner working, you find out that a good example would be racism. People are polarized. You have people who are not racist, people who are racist. The people who are racist, when they start realizing the people that they do not like are really human beings and have the same flaws that they have, and they hate this group because they have flaws that they have. They find out that there's no point in hating anybody anymore based on that because we are all the same. When you reconcile the opposites, this dissolves the illusion. Reconciling opposites dissolve the illusion. We are one, regardless if you're on the left or the right. We are all one. Okay, so going to the next one. Excuse me, I got to sneeze here. Okay, excuse me. Um, from polarity, we move to something which I find interesting because it's still technically polarity. Gender. Everything has a gender. Now, when I talk about this, we're not saying positive sex, weaker sex, uh, negative sex. We're not talking about this. We're talking about sexuality in general. All right, male and female, they're equal from the polarities, but they're equal. Uh, they're not really opposites because you could be a stereotypical man, but be just as feminine. You could be a man, but be more nurturing. You could be a woman and be nurturing, stereotypically nurturing, but you could be a woman and stereotypically kicking fucking ass. Okay, so we're not really talking about this because nothing's fully opposite. They all have the seed of each other. We are talking about strictly sex. Male is projective. Even if you're 100% a man physically, but 1000% female, you're still projective. You might be receptive, but male sex is projective. So when we talk about this, we're talking about being projective. Something is always projective. Something is always receiving. So when the male genitalia projective, the semen projective, fertilizing the egg projective. Everything is projective. Females, they receive, the male receive. I don't have to go on. So receptive. That's why water is feminine because it receives things. You put the salt, you put whatever, it receives. That's why the earth is feminine because it receives the seed to create growth. Uh, that's why the sun is projective because it projects and the earth receives its sunlight. Okay, so when we're talking about gender, this is what we're talking about. Things in nature are either receptive or projective. Okay, then we go with a part of the vibration rhythm. The next Hermetic principle is rhythm. Everything has its cycle. Everything ebbs and flows. So everything is again receptive. These are just different manifestations of the other principles. But a deeper understanding when we're talking about rhythm is that vibration moves, vibration is polarized, vibration at the same time is projective and receptive, and it has a rhythm. Uh, Summer, spring, well, spring, summer, fall, winter. It all has, everything has a time as a deeper knowledge about the rhythm. All right, the tide comes in, the tide leaves. Nature and life has rhythm. Even in chaos, there's rhythm. So, which leads us to the next and final cause and effect. Kind of a variation of as above, as below. Everything you do has a reaction. Every reaction has another reaction. Every effect had a cause, and every cause was an effect. Okay? So when we work with magic, we're going to start learning that there's certain times of the year it's best to perform certain rituals. Uh, a ritual for fertility could happen at any time of the year, but it is strongest when nature itself is fertile. So the best time for fertility spells would be in spring and summer. If you're working with, say, maybe the darker parts of the nature, like or maybe even darker energies such as death, fall and winter, because fall things start to die off. Things in winter tend to be dead or die because of the hunger. So these energies are a little bit more destructive. That's one reason why uh, uh, people in the ancient world preferred the more bountiful times where things grew, not die, or went hibernation. So everything has its rhythm. I mean, obviously, you'll know which seasons. As we continue on, you'll learn. Even plants. The whole point of like pepper, that would be masculine because it is fiery. Fiery is a masculine quality. So all these seven hermetic principles are basically used by witches if they know what they're called or not. So um, if there's any laws of magic that are not about opinions, I believe it has to be these. Oh, say hello to everybody. Hold on. The, if you haven't noticed, we have a lot of cats. We have a lot of cats and two dogs. This is Gizmo. Say hello. Say hello. Hello, YouTube. Say hello. Yeah. Anyway, guys, thank you for listening. Like and subscribe. And it might be a couple of days before I start a new video, but um, see you then.